Okay, so the purpose of this video is to explain Google Drive and calendars. You should be starting to see emails from me either now or in the very, very near future, and wondering what those are. The first ones you might be seeing is Google Drive invitations. So, like for example, the student that we're looking at here is in my class CSP, that's Computer Science Principles. I can get to that folder by going to this email and clicking Open, and that will bring me there. The other way I can do it is if I go to Drive, and I can go to Drives Shared with Me. And so CSP is on that list. This is something I share with them. I very recently shared Exploring Robotics. So if I double click on it, that's another way I can get there. You'll see when it shows up, it's got it modified, or it's got it sorted by last modified. Let's change that to name. So now it'll go day 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, there might be like different subfolders. Like eventually these will all move into quarter 1. The class we're looking at with this student is CSP, and that's the first year this course is run. So a lot of the things are going to be a little bit different as it starts to change. The IED one is much more organized, so is the POE one, but first year we've done this one. But so whatever, if you go into the folder, you'll see where those things are. So all of the stuff, so like for example, on the calendar under intro, all of this stuff should be on the calendar so that you can access it, and I'm going to show you that next. But the other drives you got was a videos drive, which we may or may not use. The blogs drive. If you ever really lost a blog, you'd be able to get it from there. So all of that is there. If you go back to your email, you can also see I've been sharing calendars with you. So like for example, it says here, Duff has shared this calendar with you. There's one here, there's one here. There should be 3 or 4 of them. The one that was sent here to be shared with you was the A Day or B Day. Again, you can go to view your calendar, or you can access that by going from here and then going to calendar. And then you'll see all of those. Up here where it says My Calendars are any calendars that you might make. So like, for example, if you wanted to make a new one, I think we just go here. I don't know, somewhere. We'll look at that later. It's not the point of what we're trying to accomplish. But your new ones, your ones that you might have made are here. The ones that I've shared with you are down here. So I'm going to click all these on. There's the A-Day, B-Day calendar, the after-school calendar. There's a holidays calendar, so you can see right down here, Halloween is highlighted. Daylight savings, I don't know. This is something that Google makes. I'm not sure how exactly you guys get them, but I'm going to turn that one off just so it's not there and it doesn't confuse our view. The A-Day, B-Day calendar. If you look at the first day of school, the first day of school is a B-Day. This is a calendar that I make for myself just so I can keep track of what day's what. But I share it with you guys because it's helpful to know if it's, the Monday after Christmas break and you're wondering if it's an A-Day or a B-Day. It's an easy thing for you to go look for. The other thing, too, is that there's some good information on here. I label mine. So, like, for example, on October 10th is the day that my progress reports are due. So it says 10/10 and it says progress. So it's a good indication to you to know when that is. Right? The last day of the quarter, the day that grades are due, is my grades are due in my computer on 11/9. I mean, there's a chance I would end the marking period a couple of days earlier, but just so you know that's there. So if you're curious when grades are due on the computer, that's something you can access and go find. So that's the A-Day, B-Day calendar. I'll turn that one off. The next one is the after-school calendar. I share that to keep an eye on when I'm after school. So if you go and you look, so what today is October 25th. I am not after. I was after yesterday. I am planning on staying tomorrow. If it just says after school, I'm in my room. That's 303 in the social studies wing. If you look, tomorrow I'm after school and it says room 202. I'm currently the robotics club advisor, and so on Fridays, often I'm in Mrs. Lambright's room, so the kids can come down there and work, but it's something to look at on the calendar. Before I changed my schedule and I stayed after school, I would always make sure to check with me that day, just to make sure I actually plan on staying the day that I put on the calendar. But I try to stick to the schedule best I can, but emergencies do come up. So I'll turn that one off now. The next one is the CSP calendar. So under intro stuff, this one, it's not here for this one. It will be for IED, and it will be for POE, and eventually it will be for CSP. But if I wanted to know what the homework was and what that looked like, I can always go back to the first day of school where I introed that, and usually those documents would be here, but this calendar is brand new and it's not totally up and moving yet. So you might not have that there, so I'm going to X out of that. But if you notice, if I go to, like, this is a day we did Lightbot, the assignment that is due with the Lightbot assignment is on here, and there are notes, mostly for myself, but also for you, reminding me of the stuff I want to talk about on this day. So if I click on that assignment, it'll be here. If I was working in this class, I would download this, I would take screenshots like I'm supposed to, save them into here, But it's just an example of where an assignment that you're looking for might be. The tricky part about the calendar is that you've got to figure out what day I assigned the thing on. So, if it's the middle of February and you're like, all right, I want to see that Lightbot assignment, I've got to go all the way back, remember when I did it. Like, oh, there's the Lightbot day, there's the assignment. That can be a little tricky. But again, you can access all of this stuff from the blogs folder, which is also helpful. So that's pretty much everything that's in CSP. Again, he happens to have the Exploring Robotics calendar open, which is also good because those dates, actually they're not, yes they are, yeah. So the dates of our competitions happen to be on here if you're a Robotics Club member. The other thing too, before I move on, and maybe the most important thing, is some of us are going to end up looking for blogs. So if I go to CSP, or whatever class you're in. If you're an IED, make sure IED is open. But you'll notice it says right here, blog 4 due on October 26th. So any of those blogs that you're looking for, those dates are on here. So usually they're due on a Friday, but again, because my grades are due, if I hit the 8A B-Day calendar, my grades are due on this day here, so the blog is due on Thursday night instead of Friday. Right? Blog 6 is there, blog 7, blog 8, you can kind of see them all. Another way you can find them, and maybe a more helpful way, is if I come up here and I type in blog, and then I hit search, it'll show me all the blogs. There's 4. There's another 4. Maybe that's just labeled wrong. That should probably be labeled 5. But 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, they're all there. And then the corresponding date that they're due is also there. I mean, I tell kids, I remind kids every single day in class, that blogs are due and what day they're due. But if you're a parent and you're viewing this and you want to know when things are due, that's a helpful way for you to figure it out. And yeah, that one's labeled wrong. That should say blog 5. I'll go through and change that. But that's the gist of it. So as soon as you're done, you're going to go through, and just like we have for the rest of these videos, you're going to go to this PC. You're going to open up a window. You're going to make sure your network folder is showing. So there's me. You're going to put it in the bottom right-hand corner. Make sure I can see some CSP stuff. The other thing, too, that's a little different is almost always I have the entire school year planned out. So if you notice, CSP kind of stops on October 15th. But if you were looking at the IED or the POE calendar, months and months and months of what we're doing and on what day we're doing it is there. But the CSP class is just brand new, so it's not showing out as far. But IED and POE, you should be able to see, what we're doing in the middle of January if you look, now essentially. So whatever. Back to my original thing. We're going to put our network folder in the bottom right-hand corner. We're going to do our screenshot just as we have in the other videos, and then we're going to save it into lastname.calendars, just like we had in the past. You can see here's an example of Alexander Norton's. His was in here from last class. That's what his was supposed to look like for the second one. The third one should look like lastname.calendars, and that should look like this. A picture of your calendar with your network folder in the bottom right-hand corner. After you finish that, you are done. Obviously, if you have any questions, send me an email, come up and talk to me, whatever you need to do. But good luck, and thanks.